Starting out in a wheelchair, I worked hard until I was able to run. Going from not being able to pull myself onto the bed to doing chin-ups was a sign of my improvement. Going from sitting all day to doing 100 push-ups regularly served to show that I was reaching the end of the tunnel. Even though the road ahead seemed long and sometimes boring, my previous progress gave me courage to keep going. What would this week bring? I started the week with a little bit of a problem. You see, the pain in my body had increased in my legs to the point that I was having a hard time walking. This was because toward the end of last week, we had decided to slowly start to wean me off of the pain pills. He had already lowered the dose to 10 milligrams from 20, and now we decided to go all the way to 10 every other day, with me taking a different pain pill called celebrex every day at lunchtime to hopefully make the transition easier. But that day was the no steroids day, and I had forgotten to take the other pain pill. So by that night and a bit of the next day, I was in some serious pain. As my pain was slowly decreasing, I forgot to do my usual push-ups the next day. So the day after, instead of doing the plank, I decided to do make-up push-ups. After those 2 days, I felt pretty much back to where I was, and absolutely ready to push past my limitations in the physical therapy session the day after. On that day, we started with the chin-ups. I managed to do 6 at this time, which was more than the last time, so I was glad about that, but it was less than I was going for, which was 9 or 10. So we went to the leg press machine next. All the while I was feeling slightly disappointed. But I did fairly decently on that as well. I think I even managed to do it for the full 5 minutes without taking a break. Next we did the treadmill, and that also went well. Even though I had just gotten over the pain I was feeling, it didn't diminish my ability to run in any marked way. So all in all, it seemed like I was bouncing back fairly well. Then we went and walked on the normal ground, this time trying to increase my speed. This obviously wasn't difficult, so I won't spend too much time talking about it. After that was done, I did sit-to-stands while holding an 8-pound ball. This wasn't as difficult as it sounds. In fact, it felt pretty easy. But that wasn't the end of my therapy. No, I still needed to do a few more things. The first of which was throwing the ball at the trampoline. This also had gotten easier over the time that I had been doing it. Speaking of things getting easier, the next thing I did was the step-ups. These had gotten quite easy, although I couldn't step up as high on the right leg as I could on the left. After doing both front and side step-ups, I did squats for the first time in a while. This also went slightly better than I was expecting, which made me pleasantly surprised. We moved on next to the last thing we did there before the chin-ups, and that was the tabletop stretches. Once that was over, we did the second set of chin-ups. I was once again only able to do 6 for that set, or 12 for the whole day. This really disappointed me because I was not happy with the fact that I wasn't able to at least get to 15 for the season, but I was glad that I was able to bounce back in every other area. The next day I remembered to do the plank, but I was only able to hold it for about a minute. This really disappointed me as well because I had held it for almost 3 minutes straight the last time. When I looked at it more objectively afterwards, though, I came to the conclusion that one time of terrible performance wasn't going to set me back unless I didn't show a trend of improvement. The next day I had to do the push-ups, and that went much easier than the other times I did them. I felt like I was close to being able to do it in two 50-rep sets. The next day was physical therapy again, and I started with the chin-ups, as could be expected. This went much better than the last time, with me doing 8 for this first set. After finishing that, I immediately moved on to do the calf raises to calf stretches that I had done before. After that was done, I did the step-ups in all of its variations. Then I did the leg press machine and was able to do it well again for the second time this week. When I next went on the treadmill, I was feeling good. Almost too good, in fact. This caused me to try to start out running without any kind of warm-up walk. And as could be expected from that, I kind of hurt myself a little. This didn't stop me from being able to run later on in the 10 minutes I was on there, but when I took a slightly awkward step while running, because of when I tried to run previously, I hurt myself again. And this time, it stopped me from running for the rest of the time I was on there. Now, none of these injuries were serious, or even anything to stop to think about. It was simply just a slight setback that was resolved by the end of the stretching that came after. So after that, and the stretching that followed to fix what I had done to myself, I once again walked with an emphasis on walking faster. When that went well enough, we did sit-to-stands this week as well. Seeing as that was the last thing I did before I was done, I then moved on to the chin-ups, of which I did 10. This brought my total to 18 for the entire session, and was also an improvement considering the fact that my last record was only 17. Feeling great as I left that place, I had my eyes set on a new goal, to be fully better in 2 weeks, and really sprint the last laps of this journey from arthritic to athletic. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, share it so others can enjoy this series. Talk to y'all later. Bye.